fans and collectors nationwide and abroad. It's time to get hype. Come on, come on, come on, come on. About the hobby we are all a part of. Live from the Mojo Break Studios, it's Dan and Doug. Check it out. Come on. So, get hype. Be hype. This is The Hype.
What is going down, everybody? It is time for The Hype, episode number 17. It's been a strong week in the hobby. Lots of new releases to talk about. Impeccable dropped today. We got plenty more breaks of Impeccable NFL, which is looking quite beautiful. I'm joined by Dan and C-Rad. What's going on, fellas?
What up?
Yeah, so it's been a good week. Immaculate came out last week. We're going to be talking about Immaculate NBA. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's the 2017 postseason, the most exciting part of the baseball season where everybody starts tuning in. No more 162 games. It's all about the series. It's all about the moments. And it hasn't disappointed so far. Get your popcorn ready. I mean, it's been an amazing postseason. You know, we've got a game going on right now with the Nationals, but I wanted to highlight Altuve's tear. The Astros move on. Altuve's just killing it right now. 3 home runs. I think the next slide I got him, and he's making his case. That's one of his. He has very few rookie cards, so that's one of his rookie cards, and it's going to be hard to get. Unfortunately, it's in 2011 Topps Update, which we all know 2011 Topps Update also has Trout, so you're not going to be able to go buy a box for cheap. But 2011 Topps Update is one of his first rookies. He also has some Bowman cards as well. But this man's on a tear, and I like the Astros this season a lot. What do you think about the postseason so far?
It's been great. Man, it seems like Altuve has been in the league a lot longer than 2011.
No, it seems like it.
Seems like he's a cagey vet, but I guess 6 years is, pretty long time.
Is that like looking in a mirror for you right there?
Man.
You know what? I think it's the eye shape. I think that's what it is.
I think I need to grow a beard.
I think so, and wear a hat.
Yep.
You know?
Oh, the great Altuve, the MVP Altuve.
You could be that. You could be Altuve for Halloween, dude.
I can. It's a good time to be an Astros fan.
It seems like it.
Jump on the bandwagon. But so they beat the Red Sox.
Correct.
Red Sox manager got the boot today.
Right away. Yeah.
Right away. It's his fault.
It's his fault.
His fault. It's not the players.
Nope.
It's him.
Well, that's going to segue into my next segment. I've got some interesting information on Dusty Baker, but I wanted to talk about some of his Altuve's prices. Check that out. $3,800 for a non-autographed orange refractor.
That's a paper refract. That's paper, right?
No, it's chrome.
That's chrome?
So you know what I did after seeing this and realizing that Gary Sanchez is also in 2010 Bowman Chrome? I went and bought 5 boxes of Bowman Chrome because I'm like, they were 80. I think they were like $90 or something. I know they were a lot cheaper about 5 years ago, but Gary Sanchez possibility, Altuve refractor.
You can buy a hobby box at one point. I remember looking at that. It was like $32 or $35 at one point.
So now it's up to about $80, but you got other guys in there too that you can chase. I believe there might be Miguel Sano's in there as well, his first Bowman. So 2010 Bowman Chrome may start climbing because you got Sanchez and Altuve, especially if the Yankees advance. So, we shall see. But I wanted to get into Dusty Baker. I did some research last night. The curse of the Billy Goat. As you know, Dusty Baker was part of the Cubs franchise when the Bartman incident happened. But he got his managerial start with the Giants. And there's actually, if you go on Baseball Reference and you look at his postseason stats, it's incredible compared to anybody else. 1993, he had 103 wins as a Giants manager, and they actually didn't make the playoffs. 103 wins. They lost. They were 1 game short to the Braves. That's how he started off his managerial career. 1997, 3-game sweep against Florida. 2000, 4-game series NLDS loss to the Mets. 2002, Game 7 loss to the Angels in the World Series. 2003, his first year as a Cub manager, Bartman incident. They lose that series after being up 3-2. They lose 2 games in a row. The Marlins go on to win that World Series. 2010, he's the Reds manager. He loses to the Phillies in the first round in NLDS. 2012, Reds up 2-0 on the Giants in a 3-game elimination series NLDS. The Giants win 3 in a row. They're bounced out then. 2013, Reds lose the 1-game wild card, so they get in, and 1-game wild card, they're out. 2016, last year, he loses 2-3 in the NLDS, and now he's facing an elimination game today. So he's got 10 postseason appearances without a World Series title. So that's it. That's what they're saying. Dusty's dugout, he just rolls the dice. Bad matchups guaranteed every time. So if you go down the list, if you go on baseballreference.com and you look up managerial, there's 20 guys that have had as many games played as him, and it's phenomenal. He's the only guy in the category, in the top 20, that has not won a World Series. So what can you say? I mean, I'm surprised the media is not really talking about this more, because 10 playoff appearances without a World Series championship is phenomenal. And even if they win today, they're going to go up against another elimination game. We'll see what happens. We're praying for Dusty. I mean, he's got Harper this year. He's had some extreme talent over the years. I mean, he had Barry Bonds, which is arguably the greatest baseball player to ever play the game. I know you guys are going to mention steroids in the chat. He's got Bryce Harper now. He's got Strasburg. He's got a strong Nationals lineup. So poor Dusty. I mean, what do you think? What is it with Dusty? Why can't he get the job done?
I love Dusty. I love Dusty when he's with the Giants. I think he just runs into bad luck. I think he just he is a great coach. He's proven. I mean, look,
regular season.
Yeah, I mean, but what really is the difference between regular season and postseason? Like, what would you possibly do different? I don't think he's going out of his way going, man, whatever got me here, I'm going to do the complete opposite. I know it looks like that on paper. I know you look at the stats and you're like, man, like, what does he do? He's a good coach. He's won everywhere he's went. That's another thing. Like, look at all the teams he's managed. They've all been competitive. They've all made it to the playoffs.
But if you don't finish the deal, you are not successful.
Some of my favorite teams with the Giants, like watching the Giants, were when Dusty Baker was the head coach.
Wow.
I love Dusty.
I don't know if I love Dusty.
I love Dusty. I'll let the Angels World Series. I'll let it go.
He did the same move last game with Max Scherzer that he did basically. Not making the right decisions is affecting some of these games. Yes, maybe not all of them, but we all seen Russ Ortiz getting pulled and then we lose the game in the game 7 with the lead.
But you look at that call, and that was a call that a lot of managers would make. He's not the only one that would make that call. It just never works out for him.
I mean, how much is that just attributed to just having bad luck or bad coaching? I think it's just bad coaching. You have 10 opportunities to win a World Series. This is the 10th, so he still has a chance here. He has 9 playoff appearances so far without a World Series.
But he's always taken good teams. Like, he's always taken teams and made them better and made them competitive.
No, do you think he built the Nationals? He got handed this team. Strasburg, Harper, all these guys, he got handed this team. They were already in the playoffs. They lost against the Giants in 2014.
So he just goes to teams that are already established and have talent?
1993. Who else signed with the Giants in 1993?
Yeah, and that was
Barry Bonds.
That was Bonds' first year.
Correct.
In 1992, they were almost in Tampa Bay.
Right. So you're thinking Barry Bonds helped Dusty be Dusty for the Giants. His longest tenure was with the Giants. You would
figure that if he was such a bad coach, he would go to teams and lose 100 games on a consistent basis, but that's not the case. He's always making the playoffs.
And then I thought maybe he's losing to the team that won the World Series, and he has, but it's not every playoff appearance. So if you look at the all-time playoff appearance, you got Bobby Cox, number 1, 16. Now his He only won one World Series, but he did. So that's 16-1. He won one. You got Joe Torre with 4. You got Tony La Russa with 3 in 14 appearances. You got Casey Stengel with 10 and 7 World Series run. 5th all time is Dusty Baker with 9 playoff appearances and a 0. The guy below him, Joe McCarthy, 9 playoff appearances, 7 pennants. And actually, as a regular season manager, compared to Bruce Bochy, right? Bruce Bochy has coached 1 more year than Dusty, but he has 100 more regular season losses than Dusty. But he has 3 championships. So.
Okay, so Bruce Bochy was managing some really bad teams at one point. Like this year.
Yeah.
Almost lost 100 games. Yeah. Got pretty close to losing 100 games, I think, a couple times in San Diego. There he is right there.
Yep. That's
old
an
Dusty.
old Mother's Day cookie card.
He was actually the batting coach for the Giants before he was the manager. He was a batting coach for, I think, Roger Craig.
Yep.
Former Dodger, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right?
was drafted as a Brave. I don't know how many 10 years as a Dodger, but I think he's known as a Dodger for playing. But I'd like to see Dusty get one, but you gotta rely on the past as a national fan. If there's the national fans out there watching, that hopefully he's going to be making the right decisions, because failure is in his genes in the postseason. And it's remarkable. If I had more time last night, I wanted to research other sports and see if there's a percentage close to his. I don't think there is. I don't think there's anybody that's went to the postseason that many times and never got the job done. I mean, he's coached for 22 years and he's went to 9 playoffs, which is really good, but he just can't get the job done.
I got a question.
Okay.
Is he a Hall of Famer as a coach?
No.
No. If he wins one, no. He is.
Maybe. That's a question for you guys in the chat. Is Dusty Baker, if Dusty Baker, and let's just take this year out of it because we don't know what's going to happen. Based on everything prior to this year, is Dusty Baker a Hall of Fame manager based on 9 playoff appearances and 0 World Series victories?
And being how many games over 500?
He is, I have the stats up, he is 227 games over 500.
That's really good.
And
that's really good.
Bruce Bochy's 2 games under 500. Bobby Cox was 500 games over 500, but he played 29 more years, so he's got a couple more years on old Boch.
And he's a Hall of Famer.
Who, Bobby Cox?
Bobby Cox.
Is he already in there?
I think so. I think he's
Yes, he is. Hall of Fame. He's got a Hall of Fame next to his name.
Yep.
So actually, Dusty Baker, the first 4 on the all-time in playoff appearances are all Hall of Famers.
All right.
And then the 6th and the 7th behind Dusty are Hall of Famers. And then the next person is Bruce Bochy. So, Bruce Bochy Hall of Famer?
Bruce Bochy's a Hall of Famer.
Bruce Bochy's a Hall of Famer.
Not as a player.
No, specifically as a player.
As a coach.
Yeah. I just wanted to point that out because no, Barry never won a World Series either.
I just
Barry Bonds never did.
Come on here and you just start ripping on Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker did nothing to you.
Yeah, 2002 he did. He did it in 2002, 1993.
Made some exciting baseball teams.
1997. We had a lot of talent on the Giants when he was there.
No,
he doesn't. No. He hasn't taken over rosters.
We had about 4 really good players and then a bunch of scrubs. We had all the journeymen would come by San Francisco, and then we had our 4 guys that we would try to build a team around. One of them being Barry Bonds,
correct.
Jeff Kent.
Well, he inherited a team like that in Washington with what maybe the face of baseball in Bryce Harper, and he had the face of baseball at the time, Barry Bonds. So he's had the Reds years. Yeah, he had some solid pitching and he had some solid hitting. He may not had a huge name in Cincinnati, but he's been pretty fortunate.
What about the Cubs?
He had Pryor and Sosa.
Alou.
Yeah, he didn't have a huge name there, but they had a really good team. So
Sosa was a pretty big name at that point.
Has never had a losing record for any team. I think he did. Let's see. We'll move on past this topic, but I just wanted to rip on Dusty for a little while. Sorry.
Obviously.
Sorry, Dusty fans.
Obviously.
Yeah, he actually had a losing record in 94, but that was a strike season, 55 and 60. But, yeah, he's had 68 and 94, 67 and 77. He's had more winning seasons than he's had losing seasons, but he's had some losing
68
seasons.
and 77. Did he get fired in the middle of the season?
67 and 77, 95. Did baseball start later? That was 144 games. Maybe he did get fired.
Yeah,
no, because he came back in 1996. I was 13 years old, so I don't remember those days.
Oh, I think he had some health problems.
That's right. He had some health problems.
Yeah.
So, but we'll go ahead and move on to a past Dusty. I know we got some Dusty fans in the room, probably pissing you guys off.
Pissing me off.
Expired redemptions suck. Expired redemptions are one of the worst things in the hobby. I recently ran across this. This guy just pulled this card like 3 days ago, and that sucks. You want to take a look at the screen?
Oh. See, we always have to, disagree. It's going to be hard for me to disagree on this topic.
I know. You're all, no, redemptions are great.
I'm all, no, redemptions.
Expired redemptions are great.
They're not that bad.
But if you go back to that, it's 2010, which we actually were just talking about, so don't buy 2010 Bowman Chrome for Strasburg. So the redemption expired on the 30th. I know it's really small on the screen, but it expired as a Steven Strasburg Bowman Chrome Superfractor, which at the time, if it was pulled in 2010, would probably be a $15,000, $20,000 card. Probably still now, probably still a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 card. It expired in 2013 on the 30th. The weird thing is, if you go to the next screen, it was graded by Beckett 8 days past the expired redemption. So that's very strange. Like, Topps is just like, it's over. Grade it. I mean, right? So, because the guy just pulled it.
Oh.
So that's very, very strange. So I don't know where this card is at this moment.
Let the conspiracy
I mean, let's open up the conspiracy theory floodgates. But it was graded 7 days later after the redemption expired. So that's kind of interesting. You'd think they would at least give a year buffer maybe, or 2 year buffer. Now, I know he pulled it 4 years later. Maybe SOL, but they didn't let anybody pull that card for a while. You know, they pretty much graded it 8 days later. What do you think? I mean, thoughts running through your head. Where is this card?
Somewhere.
In the vault, son.
I give away at a Transcendent party. I don't know.
This year's Transcendent party? Well, no, it was graded a long time ago. Maybe it was an employee bonus. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Beckett had it at some point. They were holding on to it.
They did. They got it. They somebody submitted it. It's
I know. They physically had it.
They physically had
it. I don't know. Mystery. Not cool. Not cool at all.
Not cool at all.
Not cool.
I mean, there was a case against Upper Deck in, I think it was 2013. You can find it on, I think it was in Cardboard Connection, and I was looking at it last night. I meant to link it up for myself in the show notes, but it was basically a guy bought some 2007 SP Authentic in 2012 or whatever. So the redemptions were expired, and a lot of the good cards were redemptions. So he had like a Derek Jeter, Cal Ripken, dual auto redemption. He had a bunch of other ones. He ponied up and took them to court and won $1,200 from them. That they had, the judgment was against Upper Deck. Now, Upper Deck the whole time claimed that what they were doing is completely legal. This is just one incident. But to me, I don't know how this works. I would like the companies to shed, the ones that do have expired redemptions like Topps, I would like them to release a statement on this and say this is why we have them. Whether it's a legal thing or it's a warehouse space issue, maybe they can't hold cards for a longer period of time. I don't know. But they still have the baseball license. So, I mean, if it was a football card, there may be an argument for that.
But why would they get it graded to allow a paper trail?
I know.
And, like, why? First off, it's a 1 of 1.
Yes.
So it being graded is not really going to affect the value too much unless they have something in the works where they're like, we're going to stockpile some cards and then we're going to do some type of buyback of some sort, and we're going to include like cards that we had accumulated over the years of expired redemptions that were never claimed, and this is how they feel that they're going to add value to the product and by grading it. Unless that's, I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
They could be reusing these cards in another product at some point.
And I like that theory, but why would they rush to grade it though? Like, wouldn't you just like, okay, we're gonna come out with 2018 archives buybacks or whatever, right? Wouldn't you send it in like 6 months before the release because now you know you're going to use it? Like, it's like literally
Unless
somebody was watching the like literally somebody was watching the dates.
When was it submitted?
The date graded was November 7th, 2013.
Okay.
It expired.
So
it
they were-
expired 8 days prior to that.
They were trying to get that off the books before the end of the fourth quarter in 2013. Yeah.
213.
So they were trying to get that inventory off the books before 2014 started.
They must have, but how is grading it getting off the books?
I don't know.
Unless they did sell it. I mean, here's maybe it sold and maybe somebody has. I don't think you can go back that far on what's that site that you can go back in eBay history?
Watch count.
Watch count, but then there's another one you can pay for that I think I pay for, but I don't use it. Just throwing money away.
Yeah, I know what you're talking.
Man, I can't think of the website, but I think you can only go back about 2 years worth of eBay history. So it'd be interesting to see. Maybe this did sell at some point. They just sold it under a different name or something, and then finally somebody pulled it. So definitely conspiracy theory to be had on this. And I do agree it is kind of scummy looking. I would like to hear from Topps on exactly what happened with this. It probably happens a lot with redemptions. I just don't get why redemptions have to expire. And to answer Jay August, now the boxes do say it. I've noticed it on recent releases that it does say on the box, redemptions are possible and can't be redeemed after this date. I believe so. I'm actually going to get a box here. If you want to, C-Rab, what do you think about expired redemptions? What's your thoughts? Do you have any ideas on how they could fix it?
I don't have an idea on how they can fix it, but I do, like somebody else said in the chat room, I do like that Panini still honors expired redemptions.
Now, Panini is the only major card company that honors expired redemptions. Now, I've had conversations with Upper Deck directly, and they said they do not honor them based on a legality issue.
Yes.
That it is illegal for them to honor expired redemptions, which I think they just hired a lawyer that was able to draw up that.
Find a loophole.
Find a loophole so they could basically use that as the company line.
Yeah, if that were the
because
case,
if that was
do it.
true, because I actually brought that exact comment that Upper Deck said to Panini, and their higher ups kind of laughed about it. Like they're all whatever. And I think Topps has tried to run out a program where they would they honor expired redemptions. I think they've talked about it. They've never put it into place. But I think if they have them laying around, I think they'll still honor them. But I don't think they want to put that out saying that this is what we're going to do, because I don't think they want to put themselves in a position where they won't be able to fill them.
Well,
Panini, if they don't have it, they will give you some type of replacement of some sort.
But this was lying around. So this is what I don't get. And to further, I got the Bowman Chrome, and it actually says on the back now, redemption cards generally carry a 2-year expiration date. Actual dates will vary. Details on individual cards. So, I mean, if it was a matter of them never receiving it back from the athlete, maybe I think there's grounds to stand on. But if there's cards that were live that people had been being fulfilled over the years, and you get an expired redemption, I just don't understand why they can't keep them somewhere in their warehouse.
You would have, how hard would it be to catalog all those cards, though? That would be difficult.
They can get COMC does it. They catalog millions and millions of cards. I mean, I get that part of it, but I mean, it's just it's a customer service thing. I mean, like Jay August has stopped putting a clock on the card. Yeah, I mean, or there should be a program if they do throw that away, if they do somehow, it's past the time. There should be something you get, because we're talking about that product only has one autograph in it. Somebody probably bought that box for $100.
We talk about it all the time.
We haven't talked about it in a while.
I think what was it, 2012 Topps Chrome Baseball, I think. Maybe it's 13. There's 2 autos per box, and I think on average you were getting 6 to 8 redemptions.
Right.
And I remember when that product came out, we're like, man, this product is going to suck when these redemptions are expired.
Yeah.
Because a quarter of your autos in a case are going to be redemptions, and it was like clockwork. It was like 6 to 8 redemptions almost guaranteed.
Right.
In every case.
Yep.
And some of the marquee players that you were chasing were redemptions.
Yeah, exactly. I think Harper's a redemption.
I think Harper was a redemption.
I mean, in this case, the biggest guy coming out at the time is Strasburg. He's a redemption. I mean, yeah, you have Altuve.
That is a once in a lifetime pull.
Right.
That
when
card
are you
right
ever
there.
going to pull that card?
You're not. That's a once in a lifetime pull, and to basically say, "Hey, sorry, expired."
Yeah.
Try again.
I mean, the guy on the forum, and I forget what forum it wasn't Blowout. It was a different forum that I stumbled across. He was actually pretty cool about it. He was thinking about trying to submit it to PSA and get the redemption slabbed. So he was cool. He was a lot cooler than I think I would be, because we've ripped for 7 years, and I would say we probably have only pulled 20 to 25 superfractors over the whole time we've been ripping. We're talking about possibly 1 million cases that we've ripped in 7 years. Maybe not that much, but there were a lot of cases, and we've only pulled. And this is one of the biggest superfractors at the time that's just, you get nothing. I mean, that's just, but see, here's another point that I just realized while I was talking. I've actually kept a lottery ticket for a long period of time. Like,
those expire as
and
well.
they expire.
It's 90 days, I think.
So maybe there's something to kind of correlate between the two, that if a lotto ticket expires, maybe a redemption can expire.
Because a lotto ticket makes absolutely no sense.
Right, because you gave them cash.
Because it's still a winning lottery ticket, no matter if it is from 3 days ago or if it's from 6 months ago.
Right.
It's still the same thing. Now that may be different per state, though. That might be a California thing. I don't know if they expire in other states. But I don't know why they would put an expiration date on lottery tickets. That makes zero sense.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's a financial thing where, they can't be held, like maybe all of a sudden all these come back at once, like 5 years later, and they can't be financially held accountable. I have no idea.
But they've received the money.
They've received the money for the product. Yes.
Yeah, I don't
know. It really is. It's a strange phenomenon. Now, Panini, to give Panini 100% complete props, I've heard Panini honor stuff from playoff, like from 2000, where Panini wasn't even around in the card market. They were still making stickers. They've gave people stuff for that, and they still do it to this day. So, props to Panini for taking care of your customers.
And you gotta pull out everybody is quick to hate on Panini. I mean, we talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
They do some amazing things. That what Doug just said, them actually honoring redemptions from before they even purchase the brand, is going above and beyond. So people need to talk more about that.
Yeah.
And what they do in a positive way than everything always being negative about Panini.
Yeah. Yeah, and they both have negatives and positives, but from you getting a redemption, for there's a lot of guys that were redemptions. Cam Newton has redemptions for his rookie year. I mean, there's Peyton Manning, there's Andrew Luck, a lot of redemptions for big name football players. And that was the whole thing that was started with us with Upper Deck, is we pulled like a Lawrence Taylor 1/1 out of Exquisite, and they just, and it was in a Boom Palooza, which somebody had paid $300 a spot for, and that was one of their main hits. And it was just like, you can't get it because it's an expired redemption from Upper Deck.
And it is a case-by-case basis. I wish there was a lot more consistency with the manufacturers when it comes to expired redemptions, but we have had an instance where Upper Deck honored an expired redemption, a big one, and got it out to the customer. It was Andrew Luck redemption from Exquisite.
Oh, that's right.
And
so maybe if it's something that they have around.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're quick to say, again, it is a case-by-case basis. I wish it was more consistent, because sometimes they do deliver, sometimes they don't. And that makes it even tougher to swallow, because you're like, well, why did you honor that one and help that person out, but you didn't help out mine with my redemption? But Upper Deck does do the national expired redemption drawing.
Yeah.
So they give you a little opportunity to maybe get something in return for any of your expired redemptions.
And that's great. And I was just thinking about that before you even mentioned it, was maybe they should have a program where you send it in, because how many people do go to, I mean, not everybody's able to go to the National and then remember to bring their expired Upper Deck redemption. It'd be nice if they could send it in somewhere, and then they did like a YouTube video of like, hey, we're giving away a Jordan to somebody, you know, all these 100 expired redemptions, and somebody gets something. So I wanted to do a do not buy alert. Now, most of you guys in the chat have been around for a long time in this hobby. We'll never stoop to this level and buy these things. But there's been an influx of these on eBay, and I'm talking about hot packs. Don't ever buy anything that says hot pack. So this one is claiming that there's a Brandon Ingram Optic Rookie Card Auto Insert Hollow Aqua Green Checker hot pack. There's absolutely no way that the person knows that there's a Brandon Ingram in there unless they resealed it. 100%. So do not, I mean, it only went for $5.99. I don't know what Brandon Ingram sells for, but I guarantee you it's the worst possible Brandon Ingram card you could get. And it was resealed, because there's no way, unless you have x-ray vision, that you can see. And if you had x-ray vision, you just keep it yourself. So don't fall for these on eBay. There's a ton of them. And if you go to the next slide, it has in the description, guaranteed Brandon Ingram, 1617 flawless or factory sealed. So there he's lying right there.
That's strange. That is strange.
There's no way. There is absolutely no way. There's no algorithm on packs. There's no serial. There's no way that you can know what's in the pack unless you open it.
Maybe he has like X-ray glasses.
Could be.
I know that, you know, like when people put hot packs, usually most of the time they mean that, because, you know, there's pack searchers that go through these stores, and they can tell when it's an auto or a relic, but there's no way they'll know the exact player that is on the card unless they open it up, like you said.
Right, exactly. So, and if you go to, I think I have a video on the next screen, or maybe another listing. This was a little kid, bless his heart.
We're doing this again?
I don't think I showed this before, but I showed you a couple months ago. So this kid actually has a video on how to reseal packs. Now his formula, you can see with the Elmer's glue there, isn't very complicated.
That's a glue stick, bro.
But
dang! I didn't learn this kind of stuff in school, dude.
I know. So he actually and he makes sure that you put the right, you know, and hey, bless his heart, he's a kid. He doesn't know. Somebody needs to tell him. Maybe his parents need to tell him that this is stealing.
Probably get in trouble for showing his face.
Yeah, we probably should fast forward through it a little bit. But there's a video out there of this how to reseal sports card packs. And the main point was to show that there's people out here that do this. Now, this is a kid, like I said, we'll give him a pardon. Maybe he doesn't know that it's wrong. But there's adults that do it. And they reseal packs and they try to make a profit off of it. And it's very, very, the word we used earlier is scummy. So don't fall for this on eBay. You know, sometimes people are new to this hobby and they maybe they bought a box of cards and they didn't get a hit they liked. And they're like, I'm going to pay, $10 for a hot pack. No, it's a scam. It's 100% a scam. Don't buy them.
I think at this point he's like, make sure all the cards are the same before you put them in there. I mean, I've bought it years and years ago. I think we talked about it on the podcast back in the day. I bought a blaster box and opened it up, and all the packs, the blaster box was actually resealed, and all the packs were opened up, and there was just mismatch of like not even the same sport. Not the same set, nothing. It was just a bunch, and the guy sent me just a bunch of cards. To
it was like a little wrong. Yeah,
it was Crown Royale or something like that, and it was like a bunch of hoops basketball just thrown in packs.
Yep, and that's another thing. If you buy from Target, make sure you buy blaster boxes. Well, even then, Dan got screwed out of blaster box. But don't buy packs, because Target will just let people sit there and finger fuck the packs. You know what I'm saying? They just sit there. They sit. I see them and I yell at them, and nobody cares. They think I'm a lunatic for yelling at these guys that are sitting there feeling the packs for hours until they find a $2 relic that really just takes away from a kid.
Can't go finger effer, man.
So
can't. Not too early in the show.
Too early. No, it's like halfway through it, dude.
It's always too early for the finger effing.
So, I mean, you can see his technique is probably very primitive compared to some of the other experts in the field out there in the hot pack world. But he actually shows you to take it to go to get a hair dryer and reseal them. And
I gotta say, I mean, Elmer's glue, man, glue stick.
He's put a lot of it on there.
He is putting a lot.
Pretty sure you'd be able to tell.
Pretty sure I wouldn't be able to open that up. I struggle with them.
So, yeah, I mean, buy from a reputable hobby shop, buy from a reputable breaker. Buying stuff from Target is very risky. And on the real side of things, the odds are terrible to get hits. I mean, if you're just after building a set, then, yeah, go for it. But buying stuff, retail always is kind of the redheaded stepchild of the hobby. They don't put a lot of the good hits in there. Now, we do hear stories of crazy hits being in there, but the odds are a lot harder. Just compare the odds from hobby to retail, and you'll see it's really hard to get anything big. So
yeah, I usually will pick up some retail only if I'm trying to get like the different parallels that they have for retail, not necessarily to get an auto or a relic or anything.
Yeah, I mean, and like Prism, Prism retail is gonna be hot. So I mean, that's gonna be one of. There's certain incidents where you can go into a Target or a Walmart and get value, like especially with 17-18 basketball this year, you might see an influx of people going into them.
You won't find any.
Man,
of it on the shelf.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't go to Target or Walmart often, but when I do tend to walk by the packs, and it is like slim pickings. I mean, it is like
all the packs are
it's all the stuff that you wouldn't really want anyway. It's like prestige and like just stuff that like you're all I don't really want that anyway. Because I was looking for like some Bowman Platinum and stuff like that. No chance of finding that. So I don't know where you guys are going, but I can't find anything good. Man, this kid is super fast, man. This kid's putting in work.
And don't ever. And then another thing, don't ever buy those. I don't even know what company makes them, but they're like slabbed rookie for $20. No, it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be a $2 BCCG Golden Tate that's worth like $3. There's never anything good coming out of there. Never.
Probably won't be a Golden Tate.
And the same thing where, I think I got a Golden Tate once, but it was
you
worth
bought
like
it?
$3.
You bought one?
I fell for it. I took a hit for the team.
Wow.
And this was years ago.
What the hell is that?
That's a hairdryer.
Swag, dude.
That was a bong.
Well, we have that coming up in the show. But we'll go ahead and move on. Actually, there's a few more hot pack listings. Same thing here. Bowman Baseball guaranteed. The last one, sorry. Guaranteed. Well, Aaron Judge for one. But this one's Bowman Baseball guaranteed autograph. I guarantee you there'll be an autograph in there, but it's going to be the worst auto that you could possibly get because a person bought an auto for like $2 and put some base cards and resealed it, and now you're buying it. So don't buy these.
How is it legal?
I mean, eBay can't police everything. And then guaranteed Aaron Judge. How do you know that? How do you know Aaron Judge is in there? I want to know. I want to get this guy on the show. I want to know, how do you know that there's an Aaron Judge in there just by you resealed it? You put it in there yourself, and now you're selling it to people, and you feel good about making $15 off some poor schmuck that took your $2 Aaron Judge insert. It's not worth anything. Guarantee it.
Yeah, it's actually worth $2. You just said it was worth $2.
Yeah, it's probably worth $2.
Yeah, you said nothing, and then you said $2, and you said like it's worth nothing. It's worth $2.
$2 is nothing, some people. But you got a Wade Davis auto from somebody's buyback? Screw those guys. So I wanted to get into some Impeccable coming out today. We've already ripped 3 cases. Stuff is absolutely gorgeous. We have stuff on the site all day long. We got randoms. The first random I think is already sold out. Teams are discounted on PYTs. But that's a card that's near and dear to my heart. Beautiful Jerry Rice on card prime patch auto. Majority of the autos are on card. You can see I picked a few of my favorite cards. That was an amazing Super Bowl. I mean, you got I haven't seen a card that has like a score on it. So this is an on card highlighting a certain victory. In this case, it was Super Bowl 24, which was it was a glorious one.
I remember
very glorious.
I remember watching that game. It was close.
Mm-hmm. You can tell by the score.
Yeah, it was.
John Elway really showed up
on the edge of my seat. That it wasn't as bad as the actually what the Chargers the 94 Super Bowl was a tough one to watch. There's nothing worse than watching the Niners win a Super Bowl. It's painful. 13 though was good. The Ravens beating the Niners. That was fun. That was exciting.
And they got they got the Elegance rookie patches. And they used helmet pieces and glove pieces. Just gorgeous cards, really. I mean, it's just a phenomenal set. It's got all the big names. You can see Barry Sanders, Immortal Inc. Like I said, most all on card. You can see on the screen we got the gold and silver chases.
The gold and silver are going to go for a lot.
They are.
I mean, you're going to be surprised with how much those go for. They did really well last year. They're going to do well again this year, and they look phenomenal.
They do, and I think they were going for, most of the names were going for $100 minimum, and then the golds are going for over $800 to $1,000. This is one we pulled this morning, which I thought was just an absolute gorgeous placement of patch, on-card auto, Ed Reed, one of the beast defenders of all time. I mean, this stuff is really nice, and I think it's going to go up. I think it's going to go shoot right up because we're not going to have another high-end football set for about another month with Immaculate coming out. And I don't know. I think some of these cards look better than some of the Immaculate cards that are coming out. So definitely get in on that. We also have this going down on Friday, guys. 2016 Flawless, 2017 Impeccable, and a full case of Spectra. And it's only 27 total spots. So it's a big boy break, but there's going to be some big boy hits. So don't miss out. We also have a bonus if you buy in early. So let's fill that one up for Friday. I mean, we're looking at over 120 hits total. And Flawless, I mean, it's going to be insanity. So be sure to check that one out. I wanted to mention the numbers from basketball. The number subset from Impeccable Basketball really shocked me. So this is kind of, we had this segment a couple weeks back, or maybe a month back now, of card staples to the hobby. The Impeccable jersey number sets and the number sets, career number subsets, are making their claim as one of the sought-after cards. What do you think, C-Red?
I'm not surprised, mother effers.
Whoa! Well,
Is that a little Nick Diaz?
Yeah.
that was okay. You said effer. You didn't
Stockton reference right there.
Didn't go full on.
But no, I'm saying I like I obviously everybody knows I love the Impeccable set, football, basketball. They probably should throw it on baseball. They probably should throw it on to soccer, and probably should throw it on to racing and all these other franchises that they have, because it's the design, man, is just beautiful.
Is your have you got the full Impeccable tattooed already? Is it still, or is the ink drying still?
It is. I got a tat on my back like this.
It is a
back,
pretty
double C.
It is a pretty sharp logo, though. It is a pretty sharp logo. So I'm a big fan too. I'm a big fan of Impeccable. I think it's here to stay, and it actually translates well to both sports. So I like it. I like it a lot. So I wanted to talk about. I think on the next slide I got Tribusky, or actually I wanted to pimp out. See, I'm all over the place today. We can sell your guys' cards now, so we're offering Mojo Exchange, which is a consignment service that we're going to list your cards from our breaks next business day. So it beats the rush of it. You trying to get the card, you trying to list it, maybe it's already 4 or 5 days past. So we will list it next day for you.
At the latest.
At the latest. Today we got a Jim Brown up from the earlier breaks already up there, so same day. But we wanted to do next business day just because of the weekend and stuff like that. But next business day, we'll get your cards on eBay. We're going to start them at 99 cents, 5-day auction. We're going to pay you 85% cash if you choose the cash option, which is that's include. We're going to pay the eBay fee, so that's 85% off the final auction, which is probably better than you could do yourself because we have the power seller rating. So we're going to pass on the savings to you. And then the good thing, we also do 95% store credit. So if you just plan on getting back into a break or buying a personal or whatever you want to do, you can just choose the credit option, and we're going to pretty much pay out within 24 hours of the auction end. So it's just going to be instant gratification. It makes a lot of sense. I don't know why it took us this long to do it, but from a customer service standpoint, it's just going to make sense for you guys to be able to get your cards on eBay that much quicker. Especially when cards are hot, you're going to get a few more dollars on eBay if you get them up right away. So that's where you find it on the support section, Mojo Exchange. You fill out all the areas that you need to fill out, submit it, and we'll get your cards up the next day. And but just don't shill bid, because if you shill bid, you're not going to be able to use the service again. But I know all you guys are good people. You're not going to shill bid them. So we want to prevent that from happening. But we're going to start at 99 cents, 5 days. And, yeah, it's going to be a great service for you guys.
Yep. The
Yeah.
reason why we didn't get it up before, there's a lot of moving parts.
There's a lot. Yeah, we have the staff and make sure we can handle
we
it.
basically we put all the checks and balances in place, and we kind of streamlined it now. So it's going to be pretty seamless. I see it actually being beneficial to you guys, just adding more value to the service that we provide. So.
Quentin, see, I did see some of the designs of the Nobility Soccer. I seen they do the on-card auto. Kind of almost looks a little bit like aficionado with a thicker cardstock. I do like the designs. But, unfortunately, we haven't had a huge demand for soccer. We did Flawless. We struggled with Flawless. We just couldn't get the international customers in. World Cup, we'll probably do a lot of soccer. So check us out for World Cup for soccer when World Cup happens, which is right around the corner. We'll be definitely doing the Prism World Cup, stuff like that. So
let's I know this is not on topic, but did you watch any of the final qualifying game for the World Cup for the U.S. last night?
I did not.
They lost. U.S. did not qualify for the World Cup.
Wow.
Historic, just epic failure on the U.S. men's team.
New low.
It was actually I think they had 4 or 5 losses in the qualifying round. It was literally historic. What's his name? Didn't even start. Dempsey didn't even start last night.
Wow.
And they lost against Trinidad and Tobago or something.
Wow.
Yeah, just first time ever losing against those guys, I think. First time the U.S. national team hasn't qualified for the World Cup since 1986.
No reason to watch World Cup for me now.
I'm going to watch. World Cup is the most exciting time. That's the only time I really pay attention to soccer. And I think with, you got to figure Ronaldo's going to be in there. You got to figure Neymar is going to be playing for Brazil. So there's always those guys that bring, in the England, Germany, there's going to be some epic rivalry matches coming up. But yeah, it's going to be sad that USA's not in it for us. But, let's face it. We're like the worst country at playing soccer.
Not true.
One of them.
No.
We don't breed good soccer players.
We've made the World Cup since 1986.
But have we won one?
We had 7 World Cups.
We're like Dusty Baker then.
We have. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the U.S. has won a World Cup. But I think it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. But I thought we did win one in the 40s or 50s or something. I don't know. I could be making it up. I don't really know soccer, but
Trump statement incoming. Is he going to jump on the feed? That'd be crazy. 1994, James says. I don't know.
No, we did not win it in 94. In 94, I think we beat. I think that was the year it was held here, and I think that was the World Cup we beat Colombia.
Yeah.
And Colombia lost based on an own goal, and then there was
right.
Colombia, he got killed or something. It was a big story.
Yeah, soccer's crazy.
Soccer's crazy. Don't score an own goal.
Well, I wanted to talk about Tribusky and Watson, both making their appearance. Tribusky this last Monday night. I think Tribusky showed some signs of greatness. Obviously, the stat line with a 60 QB rating isn't gonna, probably wasn't much better than Glennon. But he did show some flashes of some speed, a strong arm. The Bears are a dumpster fire like the Niners with talents. So it's going to take a couple years, but I think he showed some signs.
That boy had nobody to throw to.
Dude, I know. That's sad.
That boy had nobody to throw to.
Kendall Wright.
Who are the receivers, dude?
Kendall Wright. There was actually some guys who were running routes, and I'm all, that guy's still in the league?
I know.
His receivers or his running backs were catching most of those.
I know. They should have just. Well, what happened to Jordan Howard? Did he get hurt? Because he wasn't playing in the second half.
No, he was fine. He's fine. But yeah, he looked good. He showed a lot of athleticism. He showed some. He does have some skills. He looks like he could be a franchise quarterback for them.
I would have preferred a pick 6.
I know.
I really needed one.
Yeah, ask you guys this. I'll ask you guys both here in the chat. You guys can make your statement. Who do you think 5 years from now, between Deshaun Watson and Mitch Trubisky, who's going to have a more established career in 5 years?
Ooh, man.
Start with C-Rad.
That is, I think it's hard to say. For me, it's hard to say. I think right now, I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson. He has the better setup. He has the setup with a better team offensively. But, we'll see. I like both of them.
Deshaun Watson.
I can't even disagree. I love Deshaun Watson. So, it's obviously we've seen a lot more from Watson, and he's been, putting some numbers on the board. He made the game respectable against the Chiefs. Had 5 touchdowns a week before. He's got some speed. He's got some elusiveness. He looks like he has the intangibles.
If I was a quarterback, I would probably prefer to throw to D-Hop than Kendall Wright.
Yeah. Well, yeah, true. And Will Fuller.
And then who's number 2 on the Bears?
Who knows?
They signed somebody.
I mean, he's got Tariq Cohen. I mean, he's got Jordan Howard. He's got a better running back staff in the
Who is the second? Somebody has to know. Who is the starting receiver for the Bears. Beside Kendall Wright, I think is one.
It's
right
not.
now.
It's not Alshon Jeffrey anymore.
It's not Kevin White because he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had
they have Bellamy. Was it Bellamy?
Bill.
Wheaton.
Bill.
Walt Bellamy. Oh yeah, Marcus Wheaton.
Bill Bellamy.
It's about the same. It's about the same caliber of staff as the 49ers, but minus Garcon. So
Man, you know what? Just looking at Trubisky though, he sure does look like he could be. He looks like a prototypical quarterback in this day and age of football. If you're just looking at him,
he does. He does. I mean, The only thing I was going to mention too is that in the last couple of years, the quarterback that comes out early and does good doesn't seem to be the guy that comes out of the class the best. Like Robert Griffin looked better than Luck.
Like Ryan Leaf.
Looking better than Peyton Manning. Last year, I mean, you could say Carson Wentz now. Carson Wentz looking better than Dak now. I mean, so I mean, it's still
And
early.
Jared Goff
for the
looking
Cowboys.
better than all of them.
No, not at all.
Whoa.
Not at all.
What?
What about that last game? What happened? What happened?
Cooper Kupp dropped a touchdown.
Is that Carlton? It kind of does look like Carlton. All right, so we got Chrome coming up in a couple minutes. I got a few more little tidbits. That was one of the higher selling Watsons. That's crazy for a Spectre card, in my opinion, $27.50.
I think I just pull a.
You pulled one at XR.
It was Trubisky NFL Shield.
Wow.
Yeah, for somebody recently, it was pretty sick.
There's another Trubisky right there out of Immaculate. So these cards are selling well. The hype's here for these guys. So not safe for work for the next 3 videos, guys, or kids. Just want to let you guys know.
Not safe for work or kids?
Yeah, this. I'm sure you guys have all seen this video. I just it makes me smile watching this guy do this. This was the offensive line coach from the Dolphins that immediately resigned after this video. For obvious reasons. We haven't confirmed what kind of substance it is, so we'll just call it white powdery substance. But I think it's pretty obvious to most what it is.
I gotta say, make sure you watch this with audio.
Yeah, the audio
really brings it home.
The audio is incredible. So if you don't know the story here, which most of you already know, he had a girl that he liked, a girlfriend in Nevada that was a model / working girl. And he obviously had participated in some powdery substances with her. So before his day at work, he just wanted to tell her that he missed her and did one of their old routines and sent her the video via text message. And immediately she published it for money, probably to get some more of the powdery substance, in my opinion. But it reminded me of another video from a couple years back. These are all gems from the NFL. This was Laramie Tunsil. Right before the draft, this got released. And
that is an offensive lineman for the Miami Dolphins, correct?
Yes, and
that team's got a culture of partying. They like to party.
Yeah, I guess so. They probably hung out together, him and Forrest or him and Tunsil, but I don't know why. And this was supposedly taken when he was in college, but you could see the stature of him. He was pretty much guaranteed to go to the NFL. Why would you let anybody film you do this?
Oh, I got it.
Why would you film this?
Why didn't
they're kids.
Why didn't the bong water fall out of the when he went up like that? Why didn't
I'm sure it's a pretty well thought out contraption. So I was just thinking, and this is just some of the things. Why would you let people film you doing things like this? This is just a random video that I pulled off the internet. Like, why would you film this? Like it's one thing to do it drunk, but why do you have videotape of this?
Because people want to go viral.
Oh. All right. So in Idiocracy, they had a show called Ouch My Balls.
This guy struggles.
This is pretty much Ouch My Balls.
This guy struggles, man. Look at
Oh, dude, he's not.
That guy does it every time.
No,
this guy's a pro.
The other guy is not. He's not fully committing. You can see that he's like, I don't want to do this.
But
he's not fully committing. You got to fully commit to it.
Like he's holding his head. These guys got like CTE already just from one night.
You got to fully commit. You got to commit.
Oh my god.
But these guys may need jobs later. Whoa, that actually had some beer in it still. These guys may need jobs later.
Give me a beer bottle.
This guy may run for office at some point, like a governor, and then they have this video floating around. Like, don't film yourself doing these things.
They're not committing. Give me a beer bottle. My turn.
Smash this Coke can in your head, Dan, or this rock star.
It's all right. We can get into the highest power seat by doing silly things. So
That's true.
He'll be all right.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Yep, viral. I guess that's you just hurt yourself. I mean, at least Jackass got paid big time for doing what they did, you know. So yeah, I just thought it was funny. Just viral videos of what people do. Let's get smoke, go play.
Let's
Find a band.
Oh,
it's for their band. Oh, that's what the whole thing
there
was.
We go. All right, let's jam it out, boys.
Wait, so did this video actually go viral, or did it have millions of views when you saw it?
It was like 600,000.
Oh,
it wasn't
okay.
crazy, but all right. Last topic before we get into Chrome. Immaculate came out last week. I just wanted to do a quick review on it. We've been hitting some big hits. So we got the Pau Gasol logo, man. That's a Marc Gasol that somebody else pulled, but we had the Pau Gasol logo, man.
Was it a patch auto of Pau Gasol that we pulled? It was the patch auto.
Yeah,
it was a Logo Man auto.
Logo Man
Wow,
auto.
okay.
So there's some massive chase cards in this. Lots of nice on-card autos. I know some people are ripping on the rookie class, and we're looking forward to the 17-18 rookie class. But don't sleep on Immaculate. There's still a lot of big hits at Immaculate. I mean, they have some amazing dual autographs, as you can see here.
Yeah, I think I pulled Kobe and Kareem last week.
Oh, you did? Wow.
Dual.
That's a nice hit.
Live, it was live, too.
What did you think of it, Dan?
Love it.
Yeah, it's fun. We got more Immaculate today as well.
It was good. The acetate finish on a lot of the you know what we haven't pulled many of are the acetate RPAs.
Yeah.
I think the only ones we've pulled, at least I've pulled, have been redemptions.
Yeah.
I haven't pulled any yet.
So I think I pulled a redemption of it, but the dual, triple, and I think there's a couple quad autos as well.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate.
Are
about
amazing.
I think it's unfortunate about the Jaylen Brown situation. Like, we don't really know what's going on. There's only like rumors about why he's not an RPA in Immaculate, and why he doesn't have an RPA in Impeccable. But other than that, every other rookie's represented in Immaculate.
Well, and I wanted to do a little bit more of an extended review on this, but I can see that Ustream's not on, so that might be a problem when we actually start breaks. So we're actually live here on YouTube, but we need to figure out why we're not live on Ustream again. So we'll talk more about Immaculate next week and dissect it a little bit more. We've been doing some more cases, but it's we've definitely been pulling some big hits. But we got Impeccable today, guys, so don't go anywhere. We've got Impeccable, we've got Chrome, we've got Artifacts. Chrome is on deck, so we're going to be starting Chrome here shortly. And but we got to figure out why we're not broadcasting on Ustream. But thank you guys for tuning in to The Hype. Every week, we've gone 17 weeks in a row, so no stopping us now. So we'll be back next week with show 18, and we'll talk about some more stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you later. Peace. I had my audio on.
Episode. Visit mojobreak.com for more info and your break spot. And we will see you next time on The Hype.
But I think he just got on. He might have.
You did?
No, but he was in the chat in YouTube, so he may have opened up the software.